Do you struggle with self-acceptance? Do you question yourself? Do you think, maybe you're not right in the head? I've been stuck in this myself, when I had my spiritual awakening, I went through so many emotions. Up and down, like a roller coaster. That's part of a spiritual awakening. That's normal. It's fine. You can go with that. One thing I do recommend is that you journal and you date everything that you write. The year, the date. Write things that you've learned. Write things that you've accepted about yourself. Write things that you're seeing in other people as a reflection of you. That's a deep one. So basically, when you see yourself in somebody, that you want to journal, that you want to make note, because that's really important. Self-acceptance is very hard when your confidence is down, when your self-esteem has been knocked. Maybe you've come out of a relationship. Maybe you're not quite feeling, who you used to be. That's where you need to realign yourself. Go out in nature. Take yourself out for a walk. Going for a walk in nature is so freeing. It makes me feel amazing. I love it. I really do. When I was first going through my own spiritual awakening and accepting who I was, and waking up to my shadow side, parts of me that had been reflected or projected from somebody else's beliefs. When somebody believes because they've been told this, that maybe a little boy is not supposed to cry, that becomes a shadow self in somebody. Once you accept this and you can see this, you're on your way. You're on your way. Personal development is a massive key. It's a massive tool. And understanding everything about yourself, whether it's how you think, how you feel, what your beliefs are, what your ambitions are, what your goals are, what your purpose is, and understanding who you are and why you're here in this world. Why did you get born? In all the years in the world, why are you here right now in this 2021 awakening? Massive shift. People are waking up spiritually. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm seeing things differently. Right, I get that now. I'm awake. But you're not awake. You need to wake up to your own self and your patterns and why you have had the road that you had, and accepting that. And if you have guilt, letting go of that. And if you have shame, letting go of that too. And becoming more aware of who you really are and accepting who you really are. That is key. Is key to a happy life. It really, in self-acceptance, that's the very difficult part that you have to get through. And once you get through that and you go through loneliness and you find your cures without putting the TV on and just drowning your time. Self-acceptance comes when you accept yourself for everything, including your flaws. But I also want to talk to you about law of attraction in a very small context and just say that understand that what you're thinking about, you will manifest into your life. And we don't always want that, because we could be thinking bad things and we're going to draw more bad things to us. A bit like karma. Karma is a funny way of getting you. But karma comes to people that have literally just done something bad, right? and then karma hits. That's it. Karma's got them. And there's nothing they can do about it. That's it. Bad luck. It's like they cursed themselves. You gotta love yourself first before you can love anyone. You gotta accept yourself first before you can accept anyone else. Cheers. Once you manage your mind, you manage your life. You need to accept who you are. You need to go within and learn who you are and grow individually. And know that when you're thinking of things, whether it's negative or positive, you manifest that into your life. You manifest into your life what it is you're thinking about. It's called law of attraction. And obviously what you think about is what you attract into your life. So if you're going through a real negative time in your life, be careful what you're thinking about. And especially when you see double numbers. To me, every time I see a double number now, I automatically, I'm like, right, I need to watch what I'm thinking about. Think of something really positive right now and not get stuck in that, caught up in that role of, oh no, oh woe me, that kind of situation, which happens to all of us. So have you woken up spiritually, but you're not really sure what's next? What do I do now? I'm awake. Now what? What's my purpose? What was the purpose of me waking up? We've been pushed to wake up in 2020, 2021. There's been a massive shift of consciousness within the world. I've become conscious of of what's been going on in our life. Once you accept where you're going in life and what your purpose is, but learning your purpose, you need to understand accepting who you are first is your first key to manifesting good things into your life. Once you change your thoughts and you change your patterns, you accept yourself for who you really are and for not what other people expect of you, because that's their shadow side. That's what they portray you as. If you was to say to your mum, who's the most honest person, or for someone very, very close to you, what are my positives and what are my negatives? And take it on the chin. Do 3. Don't go no more than that. So 3 positives and 3 negatives. Start with 3 negatives and finish with 3 positives. So if you ever do this with somebody, tell them their negatives first and then tell them their positives. They won't see what you see. You know, like I won't see what you see in me, if you know what I mean. You know, we all have these eyes, but we all see differently. And when you wake up, you will see with your consciousness. You will become aware and you'll become awake to who you are, what your patterns are, what you have been manifested into your life and why. And accepting how you feel and learning from that. You know, if I'm feeling shit, then I'm going to probably feel shit around everybody. And everyone around me is going to feel shit too, because we can send off a vibration. We are vibrational beings living a human experience. Our voices are frequencies. Music is a frequency. Everything is a frequency to us. And that's how we hear. Our ears have little tiny hairs in there and it vibrates, and that's how we have a sound. My voice is a vibration. So if we're all vibrating and we're all manifesting, then we need to watch what we're thinking about. And once you understand that and accept what it is you're thinking about and know that between the thoughts is where you want to concentrate, that little bit between the thoughts. So if your head's going crazy, calm it down, tune into who you are, tune into what you are, and be your higher self. I talk about this a lot because it's a very big fact. Be your higher self. What would your higher self say? You know, be your own best friend. If you can't be your own best friend, then who can be? And when you're your own best friend, you've accepted everything about you, your flaws, your good things, your bad things, and then you can come together with yourself. You know, like when you have them thoughts and them feelings and you just push it away, you're not accepting anything. When you have thoughts and feelings that come up, they're attached to emotions. And our shadow side is pushed away because somebody else that taught us projected their beliefs onto us. And that's what makes our shadow side. So your shadow side is a part of you that's been reflected from somebody else's beliefs, and somebody before them, their beliefs were projected onto them. And that's projected onto you. And that becomes your shadow side. And your shadow side is the part that you need to heal. The part that has been pushed on you. You mustn't cry. You're a boy. You mustn't do that. All you're doing is trying to please everybody else. And people pleasing is another story. People pleasing is another part of us, another aspect of us that needs to be healed. And once you understand your feelings and your emotions and you question yourself, okay, I'm feeling this, but why am I feeling this? What's coming up? What's triggering that? And why is it triggering it? And if something's getting triggered in you, don't push it away. Accept it and look at it. Why are you being triggered? Why does that trigger you so much? And once you understand that, boy, you'll be somewhere else. And you'll be on a higher level of acceptance for yourself. Once you really accept who you are, you can flourish. Make yourself proud. Don't make other people proud. Don't be the person that they expect you to be. Be who you are. Our biggest wisdom is experience. Something that we experienced. We grew from that. We got wiser from it. We learn about ourselves. And once you learn about who you are and you accept who you are and you love who you are, I accept me today. I accept who I am. I accept my flaws. And I grow from the things that people show me. You know, I learn and I accept and I grow from it. And I hope this video will help somebody that's not too sure about whether they're a people pleaser and why they're a people pleaser and why it's not good for you to be a people pleaser, because all you're doing is pleasing everybody else but you, and you're the one that counts. And if you're not number one in your life and you don't love who you are, then why is anyone else going to love you? And why is anyone else going to accept you if you don't accept yourself? So that's the first stage of freedom. The first stage of freedom, when you need to understand that you are free. Freedom is your birthright. We don't have to do what we're told. That's people pleasing. That's, oh, look at me, I've just done this, I've just had this, or I've just done that, or I've just had that, or, you know. But once you seriously accept you and your flaws, and you don't wish to other people to make you happy, because you can make yourself happy. You know, that was one thing that I had to really learn about myself, you know, that I wasn't really like nourishing my skin and like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I would like look after myself, but I wasn't like that extra mile, that extra bit where you just go, right, I'm going to go and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be me. And if they don't accept me for who I am, then I shouldn't be around them. But understand, when someone triggers you, for whatever reason it is, that's something that you need to heal. We all need to heal. Everybody in this world that you look at is suffering. Suffering, whether it's suffering in their own crap that's going on in their own heads, or suffering with some disease that they've just found out they've got. You don't know from what, by looking at somebody, to how they are and how they feel real deep inside. 9 times out of 10, not many people even know themselves. And that's why I love personal development, because you develop your own personality, you learn who you really are, and you start to really accept who you really are. And that's what's important to me. Self-acceptance and becoming conscious of my own patterns and my own shadow sides and my own people pleasing. I was a massive people pleaser. It took me a long time. It took me such a long time to come from. I was codependent. I was constantly felt I had to be in a relationship and the next person was going to be the one, and it never turned out for me. But then once I learnt to accept who I was and to love who I am and not worry about what anyone else is thinking, my life starts to change. And I come out of the massive slumber that I was in, because I suffer massively with really bad depression, and I was put on mood stabilizers, and I decided, right, it's my time to get free of this.